Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Dreamer here, and I have got your results and preview for the week of February 28, 2021, as well as a quick look back on last week's title changes. Now, we're going to start off with last week's title changes as two different companies had two different titles change hands. On the February 25th edition of NXT UK, and for those of you who don't know what NXT UK is, it's NXT UK United Kingdom, the WWE's second NXT brand. We saw the tag team of Mark Coffey and Wolfgang finally lose their tag team titles to the team of Pretty Deadly, Lewis Howley, and Sam Stoker. That is correct. The underrated and underappreciated by most Pretty Deadly, Lewis Howley and Sam Stoker are your new NXT UK Tag Team Champions. Now, this is a team I had said in the past that I wanted WWE to sign upon seeing them in their second match. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was pretty sure WWE was never going to sign these guys and never give them a chance. But I am glad to say WWE did something for once that just copied exactly what I said they should do. I said that one day they should sign them, and then one day down the road put the tag titles on them, and WWE did not disappoint. The other major title change of the week came on February 26th, or in some cases for some of you it aired on the 27th or the 28th. Ring of Honor's World Tag Team Champions, The Foundation, Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham, who have been teaming together for multiple years now, and I'm glad they're still together, ended up dropping their titles to La Facción Ingobernable, which is the Mexican/US version of Los Ingobernables de Japón. The original name of the team was Los Ingobernables down in Mexico, which means the unruled. Now, Dragon Lee and Kenny King may have recently been united, along with Rush, who leads the faction, but I previously couldn't see King and Lee as tag champs. However, a Ring of Honor apparently has seen something that they like in this group. Now, moving on to the results for this week. Now, this was an AEW special that aired on Bleacher Report Live, and this aired Sunday, February 28th. We saw Hikaru Shida, Mei Suruga of Gotta Move Pro Wrestling, and Rin Kadokura of Marvelous Women's Pro Wrestling defeat Emi Sakura of Gotta Move Pro Wrestling, Maki Ito of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and Veni of Seedlining. And yes, the reason she's called Veni here in the US is because her ring name in Japan is also Asuka. So, WWE naming their Asuka apparently doesn't think Veni as Asuka is a good enough person to have the name. But then again, this is coming from the backstage talk of some of the lower developmental wrestlers are still in the Performance Center that we're probably likely to never see on the main roster, let alone on NXT. The other matches saw Ryo Mizunami of Seedling defeat Yuka Sakazaki of Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling to advance to the women's AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament final round, and she will take on the winner of the US bracket for the right to face Hikaru Shida at Revolution. And speaking of the United States bracket of the Eliminator Tournament, Thunder Rosa defeated Rio to advance to the United States bracket final, and she would face Nyla Rose. And that would take place on another special that aired this past Monday night. And we're going to get to those results right now. Even though I have Monday Night Raw here, we're going to move right on to the World Championship special, Eliminator special, which saw Maddie Rankowski defeat Leva Bates and Layla Hirsch over Miranda Elise. And in that US final, the US bracket final, we saw Nyla Rose defeat Thunder Rosa. So now, tonight on AEW Dynamite, we will see Nyla Rose take on Ryo Mizunami of Seedling for the right to face Hikaru Shida at Revolution for the AEW Women's World Championship. WWE Monday Night Raw, episode number 1449, saw Drew McIntyre open the show against Sheamus, with Drew defeating Sheamus. Nia Jax, accompanied by Shayna Baszler, beat Naomi, accompanied by Lana. The Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, retained their WWE Raw Tag Team Championship over Braun Strowman and his mystery partner, which turned out to be Adam Pearce, accompanied by the returning Shane McMahon. Does that set up Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania? We got a couple weeks to go. So let's see where this story goes. Damian Priest, accompanied by Bad Bunny, defeated Elias, accompanied by Jackson Riker. That could lead to Bad Bunny having a match at Mania at some point. And it looks like they're deciding to make it a tag team match. So who will Bad Bunny face with Damian Priest as his tag team partner? Now, we all knew at the top of the night The Miz was going to defend the WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley, and they gave us a countdown clock of 45 minutes. Bobby Lashley, with MVP in his corner, defeated The Miz with John Morrison in his corner when The Miz ran and got intentionally counted out. When MVP and Bobby Lashley approached Adam Pearce and Shane McMahon in the back, Shane McMahon said Miz will defend his title again. And they will think of a stipulation. Otherwise, Miz will forfeit the title to Bobby Lashley. Before that match came about, though, we saw Charlotte Flair defeat Shayna Baszler with Nia Jax. Riddle and the Lucha House Party, Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado defeated Retribution's Mace, Slapjack, and T-Bar with Mustafa Ali and Reckoning at ringside. When we came back from commercial, Mustafa Ali, accompanied by the rest of Retribution, ended up defeating Riddle. thus setting up a possible either Fastlane or WrestleMania United States title match between Riddle and Mustafa Ali. Will Retribution finally get gold? And ladies and gentlemen, the clock on The Miz ended up hitting 0, and he had to defend his title in the main event again. Bobby Lashley comes out with MVP, The Miz comes out with John Morrison, here comes Shane McMahon, and you guys are in a lumberjack match. So lumberjacks all surrounded the ring, and Bobby Lashley with MVP in his corner defeated The Miz with John Morrison in his corner in that said lumberjack match to become the new WWE champion, and it's the first time in Bobby Lashley's 17-year wrestling career, 17 years in the making, that he's won the WWE championship. Now, Bobby Lashley has wrestled in other places and has had other titles, but this is the first time he's ever held the top-tier WWE title. AEW Dark number 77 aired last night, which saw the newest members of the Nightmare family in Aaron Solo, ex-fiancé of Bayley, and partner Lee Johnson, accompanied by Arn Anderson, defeat the team of Chris Peaks and Louis Valley. Peaks and Valley. Name's right there. Come on. Use it. Then we saw Keelan King and Red Velvet, who apparently is a Nightmare family prospect, defeat the team of Diamante, X-Impact, and Ivelisse, X-Impact, and Lucha Underground. Top Flight Darius and Duante Martin defeated the team of Fuego del Sol and John Cruz. And the Nightmare family's newest team, the Gun Club, which is Austin Gunn, Colton Gunn, and Daddy Billy, defeated Aaron Fry, Angel Fashion, and Tony Vega. We then saw Abaddon defeat Renee Michelle, who is
actually formerly the TV scene wife of Drake Maverick. Now, the reason it seems behind the Drake Maverick thing is WWE apparently was letting him go to cover up their letting her stop coming. Because Renee Michelle was not actually under a competitive contract. She was brought in as a supplement to a storyline. So, when Drake Maverick was chasing the 24/7 championship, Renee Michelle was not under contract, nor under any legal obligation to be in WWE. Therefore, there was no non-complete for 90 days, 60 days, or 30 days contract, meaning that the second they fired Drake Maverick, they were actually releasing her, and they were actually going to release Drake Maverick until the blowback by the fans, or the backlash by the fans. WWE decided they were gonna give Drake Maverick a chance. They did not actually expect Drake to have the fans behind him enough to allow him to stay in WWE. So they decided what we're going to do is we're going to put him on NXT. We're not going to give him the Cruiserweight title. We're going to give them the feel-good story of him getting a contract. But it also helps avoid the backlash of Santos Escobar getting the title and revealing himself. So that's what WWE's whole thing was with that. From what I'm understanding from those that are actually close to Drake Maverick that actually talked to Bleacher Report and a couple other news media outlets in the world of wrestling that picked up on Drake's storyline of his fire and redemption. AEW Dark viewers also saw Stu Grayson of the Dark Order defeat J.D. Drake. Bear County's Bear Boulder and Bear Bronson defeated Baron Black and Mbadu. The Dark Order's Angels, Allen Angels, aka Five, Colt Cabana, and Evil Uno, accompanied by -1, Brody Lee Jr., defeat John Schuyler, Levi Shapiro, and Raisin. Max Caster of the Acclaim, accompanied by his partner Anthony Bowens, beat J.J. Garrett. And the Hybrid, Angelico and Jack Evans defeated Carly Bravo and Sean Dean. We also saw Orange Cassidy defeat Steve Stetson and Chuck Taylor defeat VSK, as well as Dark Order's 10 Preston Vance defeat Daniel Joseph before the main event, in which SoCal Uncensored, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian defeated Matt and Mike, the Seidel brothers. And yes, SoCal Uncensored is still a trio. Scorpio Sky's just currently working as a singles competitor at the moment, out of the trio. Okay, for those of you who follow Impact Wrestling, last night we heard some rumors starting that Impact's going to get hit and lose some of their fans. It seems there are major rumors going around that NXT is moving from Wednesday nights to Tuesday nights, meaning they will compete directly with Impact Wrestling, who's not even on normal TV. Right now they're on Twitch.com on their own channel, and they're doing some work with another company that does TV, but they're not on mainstream TV here in the United States, nor are they, well, they're on Access TV in Canada, so they're on TV, just not normal US TV, because not every company, cable and satellite out here, provide Access TV. Now, the results for last night's Impact saw Ace Austin with Madman Fulton defeat Black Taurus of Decay and Chris Bay to become the #1 contender for the Impact X Division Championship. Tennille Dashwood with Caleb with a K defeated Havoc. The Good Brothers of Bullet Club USA, Duck Gallows and Carl Anderson, teamed with Finn Juice of Taguchi Japan and New Japan Pro Wrestling's David Finlay and Juice Robinson to defeat Reno Scum, which is Adam Thorstow and Luster the Legend, and their partners were... Hold on. Why is it? Give me 1 second. Something's wrong here. Why am I not seeing... Oh! Hold on. Yeah. Bullet Club USA's Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson teamed up with Finjuice, Taguchi Japan Finjuice members David Finlay and Juice Robinson to defeat Reno Scum, Thorstone Legend, and XXXL, AC Romero and Larry D. I got the result right here. I had a moment where I did not remember that as actually, because I thought it was a different team. So, pardon me for the momentary slip there. I thought I had the wrong result. I have the right result. We also saw Eddie Edwards defeat Brian Myers by disqualification with Matt Gardona, formerly Zack Ryder, as the special guest referee. Brian Myers was a two-time WWE star under the name Kurt Hawkins, so everybody's expecting Myers and Cardona to reunite. Here they're going head-to-head technically, so I wouldn't be surprised at any point down the line in Impact we do see Brian Myers versus Matt Cardona one-on-one, with them either drawing and becoming a tag team again, or one or the other winning, and then either becoming a tag team again, because they want tag team glory, or stay singles. So Impact is doing something interesting with them. Then in the main event of Impact, we saw Deonna Purrazzo defeat Jordynne Grace and Kiera Hogan of Fire and Flavor. And ladies and gentlemen, coming up tonight and for the rest of this week, we'll start off with AEW Dynamite number 75, The Crossroads. We'll see the AEW TNT World Champion, TNT Championship number one contender, Face of the Revolution qualifier, when Max Caster of the Acclaim takes on 10 Preston Vance of the Dark Order for, I do believe it will be the last spot in the tournament, in the ladder match. I do believe they got one more that they may... Well, Lance Archer took that qualification spot, so I don't know why there's more than one opening left. Interesting. We'll also see the final of the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament. Nyla Rose, the U.S. bracket winner, versus Ryo Mizunami of Seedling in Japan. Winner will then go on to face Hikaru Shida at Revolution for the AEW Women's World Championship. FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood will team with Tully Blanchard, This Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. The Nightmare Family, Cody Rhodes, leader of the Nightmare Family, will team up with Red Velvet to take on Jade Cargill and Shaquille O'Neal tonight on AEW Dynamite. This match was actually originally scheduled to be for AEW Revolution, from what I was told, and then almost last second they're like, wait, we got Cody Rhodes in the ladder match, we gotta move the tag match, and they decide to move it to the Crossroads tonight. I'm under the impression that's why it's now called Dynamite The Crossroads, is because of Rhodes versus O'Neal in a tag match. And it is interesting to note tonight we see the AEW debut of Paul White on commentary. Are we going to get Paul White versus Shaquille O'Neal at Revolution with no build-up, just to make the fans come alive at home? And are there going to be fans at Revolution? I don't know. We also saw... We'll also see Adam Page and John Silver of the Dark Order take on Private Party's Mark Quinn and Matt Hardy. Now, this match was previously booked to be the Dark Order's 5, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson, to take on the Hybrid 2, Angelico and Jack Evans, Private Party Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, and Matt Hardy in a 10-man tag match. What's going to happen with the 10-man tag match now? Is that canceled? Or are they going to move it to either Revolution or the following Impact, or are they just going to let it just straight drop? If you're going to be watching NXT tonight over on the USA Network, we'll see the Kings of NXT, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, now take on Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa, supposedly. Now, originally, this was supposed to be an actual NXT Tag Team Championship match. Burch and Lorcan defending against MSK, Nash Carter, and Wes Lee. Is the tag match still happening? And the Ciampa Thatcher match just dust in the wind? Rumor? Or are we getting Thatcher and Ciampa with the tag title match being held till next week? You'll have to tune into NXT tonight because I don't have the answer. We will, however, see the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defend their Tag Team Championship against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez tonight. Okay, I just gotta find where I'm at here, because it looks like I used up pretty bad. What is that popping up here? Why is... I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting a notification saying that there's a NXT on YouTube call between Triple H and wrestling media outlets set for tonight, but from what I was told, there's going to be no call tonight. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if there's going to actually be a call tonight before NXT or not. I'll have to keep my ear to the ground for you. I'll see if I can even bring you some of the information from that, but for those of you who watch NXT UK on the network, you will be seeing this Thursday Ilya Dragunov taking on Sam Gradwell, Amir Jordan, Kenny Williams taking on Ashton Smith and Oliver Carter, and the NXT United Kingdom Women's Championship will feature Kaylee Ray defending her NXT UK Women's title against Miko Satomura. That should be an interesting title match. For those of you who watch Hulu Plus for WWE Main Event, you will see Akira Tozawa take on Ricochet and Drew Gulak take on Mansoor on Main Event this Thursday. For those of you who get local TV in the US and get Ring of Honor on Fridays, and for those of you who get on Saturday or Sunday, because you watch it on CW on Saturday or NBC on Sunday, or whenever you get it, this week, starting tonight, tomorrow night, or Friday night, you should see the ROH World Championship #1 contendership match between EC3, Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal, and Matt Taven. You should also see a Pure Rules match, Dalton Castle taking on Josh Woods. On Friday night SmackDown on Fox, we'll see a steel cage match, Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso of the Bloodline. For those of you who watch 205 Live on the WWE Network after, I have no heads-up info as to what's going to be on the show that night. For those of you who have Fight TV, and intend to watch AEW Revolution, you shall be seeing the AEW World Championship Exploding Barbed Wire Death Match. Kenny Omega with Don Callis defending against Jon Moxley. The Young Bucks defending their AEW World Tag Team Championship against the Inner Circle's Chris Jericho and MJF with Wardlow at ringside. The AEW Women's World Championship, Hikaru Shida defends against either Nyla Rose or Ryo Mizunami of Seedling in Japan. AEW TNT World Championship Face of the Revolution ladder match will have Cody Rhodes of the Nightmare Family, Lance Archer, Penta El Zero Miedo of Death Triangle, Scorpio Sky of SoCal Uncensored, and the winner of the other two qualifiers in a six-man ladder match apparently. We'll also see a Tag Team Casino Battle Royale match, which will have Bear Country versus the Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver versus the Dark Order's Stu Grayson and Evil Uno versus the Inner Circle's Proud and Powerful Ortiz and Santana versus Private Party Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn versus Top Flight Darius and Devontae Martin versus four other yet-to-be-named tag teams. We'll also see a tag team street fight between Darby Allin and Sting against Team Taz, Ricky Starks, and Brian Cage. The big money match where the winner gets the loser's first quarter, January through March quarterly earnings. That'll feature Adam Page versus Matt Hardy. And we will also see Best Friends members Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy take on Kip Sabian and Mero with Penelope Ford at ringside. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the preview section of the show today. With the changes in the titles and all that, I don't know what's going on with the world of wrestling too much. And speaking of World of Wrestling, I will be bringing my World of Wrestling show back the night after WrestleMania, night 2. So be on the lookout for that season coming. And as we get the COVID vaccinations and life starts to return to normal, this channel will also try to start returning to normal with me doing my daily, weekly videos that I do for all sports. And I'm just glad we're finally getting something back of being normal. And I'll just be glad when this is all done and over with, and that COVID's taken care of, and we get back to everyday life, so I can bring you more content on this channel once again. I hope to expand my viewership, and I hope to start doing some live streams on this channel, or if I have to, I'll create another channel and open up with live streams on there of me giving results in a live instead of pre-recorded video. That way I can give you up-to-the-date info easier. But until that comes, I'll be doing these recorded videos. And until the next time I see you, this is Jason Dreamer. And remember, fans, anything can happen out there, especially in the world of wrestling, where Bobby Lashley becomes WWE Champion, 17 years in the making, and might face Brock Lesnar for the title at WrestleMania. Until then, I'll see you next time with more channel and Jason Dreamer content.